Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? So, I don't have to explain all this to you. You already, looks like I look like Alfalfa, or whatever his name was, in the Little Rascals. Anyway, but just remember, if something doesn't make sense now, um, you might just keep it in mind. Good grief, I'm mumbling already. Keep it in mind. You'll either hear it later, see it later. Somebody else will validate it for you later. Or you might have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. We'll just see what he's got to say today. I said, "You're not really saying that, are you?" He says, "Yes, I love you, baby cakes." Now, nicknames are just like names. We kind of stink at them, don't know why. So that might be something you got to stretch outside the box. Some kind of nickname. Hear this crazy ass bird? Hearing? So no, that'll be a sign for you. He looks like a sparrow, but I've never heard a sparrow make as much noise as this little dude. So anytime something happens during a reading, it's for you, or otherwise the bird would have shut up. So I pulled a couple of cards before we started, and these are release cards. This is something you need to release. So the release card is surrender to complete healing, open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. So your team is saying that it's time for you to start healing, to complete healing. And then I pulled this other card. You are special to me. So that's from him. The other one's from your team. It's time for you to start healing, but they want you to completely heal. So to completely heal, you have to accept that he's where he's at. I'm getting spam. The way that she dances, ain't afraid to take chances, and wears her heart on her sleeve. Yeah, she's crazy. All right, that's crap. Who sings that song? Let me ask Alexa. I always forget. Thomas Reddick. Okay, the song was Beautiful Crazy by Luke Combs. So go play that song. That's from him to you. Anything that happens during a reading is meant for you, especially that bird. So know that when you get one of those birds, like I said, I think I said, he looks like a sparrow, but he won't shut up. Know that that's a sign. Validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more. Also, you may hear the song Beautiful Crazy or Luke Combs, or you may see a sign as you're walking through Walmart that says Beautiful Crazy, or anything like that. It doesn't have to be the song, but go play the song because that's from him to you. But it doesn't have to be just that. It could be on Facebook. You might see Beautiful Crazy. Or even hear Luke Combs. That's kind of stretching it out there a little bit. He's showing you on your bed and you're like flip-flopping. You're flip-flopping around. I don't know. I'll be showing that you just can't sleep. It's like you're on your belly on your elbows, and then you flip over on your back, and then you sit there and you think and you think and you think and you cry, and then you flip back over on your belly. A lot of sleepless nights. He says, that won't bring me back. now he's showing you on a bicycle. Do you ride a bicycle? See if we can tell where he's going with this. On a bicycle. He's not saying why. And it's funny, they can talk a lot, but then when I ask them a question, they show me something and I ask them a question about it, they go, yeah, I'm not going to say anymore. They just show me the picture sometimes. All right. They're telling me that you need to get a rose quartz. They all look a little different. I'm like, that's a rose quartz. That's a rose quartz. This is a rose quartz. You don't need to get one that size. But I found that one really cheap. These cost $3, maybe $3, $4, $5. Get rose quartz. Google how to cleanse them. Put them out in the full moon. Recharge them. Also, I'm hearing clear quartz crystal, which this is one, but that's a big one, bigger than you need. I've got little bitty ones around here somewhere. Where are they? I don't think that's clear quartz. Anyway, get the little bitty ones, and you can get them on eBay. Got a clear quartz tower up here. This is one. They'll look a little different, but anyway, and put them by your bed. The rose quartz, my woo-woo friends always tell me, put it on your heart. After you've charged it, preferably under the full moon. You can charge them in the sunlight too. Just Google and do it, whatever feels right for you. And let that crystal help you heal that heart. Let it help you. Because he says it's time. It's time. Don't worry about tomorrow. Everything will be all right. Now he's not saying anything. And I'm a firm believer that bigger is not always better. So you don't have to go out and buy this big, expensive freaking rock. They know how to do their job. This is one that my Reiki master gave me as a present. Isn't she pretty? And she's very powerful. Very, very, very powerful. And she's just like a baby. And I just freaked out because she wasn't sitting here in front of me. And went to look for her, and evidently my cat had knocked it on the floor. But I knew it was gone. I could feel that it was gone. And it totally threw me for a loop because that's like one of the biggies, one of my favorites. So he says use them. That's what they're there for. And go Google what they do. Anyway,
Right, but first you'll have to unlock your device.
My phone's talking to me. And I wasn't talking to it. Hang on. So anyway, this time he's all about you starting to heal. Accepting the new way of life, accepting the new relationship. So you can still have a relationship with him. It's just different. And it took me quite a while to figure that out with mine that left. My Bob. It's still an awesome relationship. It's just different. Now he's talking about a tricycle. And what is with the bike and the tricycle? It says you start out with training wheels. even though a tricycle, it didn't really have training wheels before you can get to the bicycle. So whatever it is he's wanting you to learn from this, you're starting out with the training wheels, and it's time for you to move towards the bicycle. That's kind of a different way of putting it. They always come up with something unique. He says to love yourself first. You're still feeling guilty about something. You're still feeling guilty and hanging on to something about his leaving. It could be something that was said before he left, or something that you feel like was your fault, or something you didn't do right, and I don't even know how I left, because I've asked them not to show me that, because they used to show me that and I would feel it and see it, and then I would cry after every reading, and I said, I can't do this. So we don't do that anymore, because I have a good team. So there's still some stuff, the guilty part, you need to let go of. He said everything happened the way it was supposed to. And just be thankful for the time we had. It's all in the game plan. What are you going to learn from it? He says, first you need to learn how to love you, and only you, unconditionally. And to not beat yourself up for the bumps in the road. Everybody makes mistakes. So what are you going to do next with your life? He says you need to start looking out there, like towards what are you going to do next, instead of staying here in this spot. It's time to move forward. It's time to wake up. It's time to be part of the world again. It's time for you to smell the smoke. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure that's what he said. So evidently you're going to smell smoke. I'm not sure what kind of smoke. I don't know if it's cigarette smoke. He's not showing a campfire or anything, so it's some other kind of smoke. It's maybe left-handed cigarette. I'm not sure. Some kind of. So no, and you know how, I'm sure I've said this 100 times to you. You know, you can be in your car, in your home, in the store, doesn't matter. You get that whiff of whatever kind of smoke it is, you'll know. Make sure you validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you more. Something about your shoes being on the wrong feet. Did you recently put your shoes on the wrong feet? And then he's showing your legs crossed, like, okay, the shoes are right. The shoes are right if you put them this way, but the shoes on the wrong feet. So I don't know if he's trying to validate something, validate that it's him, something he knows. It's his show. He's acknowledging a female with an S name. I heard Susie, Sally. You know, we stink at names. I stink at names anyway, or they stink at names getting them to me. I don't know which one of us stinks at names. Susie, Sally, something like that. He's validating that person. He's talking about being with Grandma. Grandma who was shorter than him, because I don't know how tall he was. I feel like Grandma was pretty short. Very quiet, but very stern is not the word I want to use. Not really strong, stern. That's not very confident, but people respected her so much that she didn't have to be stern. If that describes her well enough. Now my head is itching. Now my head hasn't been itching lately. Usually their energy makes me itch, but right on top of my head, I'm just itching like crazy. It just like a really bad itch, not just a little itch. No, that'll be a sign. And everybody's head itches, but you'll know the difference. You need to be happier. You need to not feel guilty for being happier. He said seesaw, and I see like the old teeter-totter. I'm not sure if we're talking about a physical one or if we're talking about you teeter-tottering. He's being a little vague, but it's like an old wooden one, with the little handle on it. I think you're pretty young. May never been around one. Sounds like old people stuff like me. He's showing an old teeter-totter and a boy and a girl on it. Up and down, up and down. So this could be something you're physically going to see, or you physically have done lately, or you've seen one lately. I'm not sure where to go with this one. He's not saying. Could be a sign, could be something he's talking about. He could just be talking about you teeter-tottering. He says you need to ask your guides to help you with your dreams. See if he's going to tell me what are we talking about here. I don't know if you're having bad dreams and you need help with those dreams. If you're having yeah, he's showing himself. So if you're seeing him in dreams, know that there are dreams and there are visitations. Visitations are fairly rare. I've only had one or two. And the one I had like 8 years ago, I remember every picture on the wall, everything that was said. Just you remember the color of their shoelaces. Dreams, they start fading as soon as you wake up. True visitations, they're crystal clear and they don't leave your memory. So you might want to put a piece of paper and a pen by your bed so that when you wake up and there's dreams, a lot of times that's your guides trying to get a message to you. And if you don't start writing it down as soon as you wake up, it'll start fizzling, fading out. So start writing them down. Eventually you'll see a common denominator, theme, something going on in there. Even if they're cryptic, and I don't get into dreams because I never understand why they're cryptic. Just come out and say what the hell you want to say to me. I don't dream. Rarely do I dream, except for lately. And it's been weird. So maybe that's going on with you too. Because I'm having like really deep dreams. Not deep like dark. Deep like they're in my face like real. But they're not visitations. Because the people I dream about are alive. I don't know what they are. Anyway, start writing it down. You'll see the common theme in them. I always think people that dream are lucky, because I don't. Rarely. He wants you to have faith in this process. He's back into this readings are going to be all about your healing. He says it's time. So ask him to help you. Ask your team. You don't need to know who your team is. You don't have to know every single name of every single guide and blah, 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 and who they are and what they are. Just ask your team and ask him to help you with your healing right before you go to sleep. Then write down your dreams. And just have faith, trust that they're going to help you. But they cannot override your free will choice. You have to ask, and you have to be ready to allow it and accept it, whatever comes forward. You'll be surprised the doors that'll open, or the time you'll start laughing and not feel guilty, and ask them for help with releasing the guilt from him leaving. But you can hang on to it if you want to. That's your free will choice. But they don't want you to. That's not in your best interest. He's talking about putting sugar in something. Like a big scoop of sugar, like in a glass of tea or something. Something about putting sugar in something, and I don't know why he's saying this. Again, he's not explaining, other than maybe he's validating that he's seen you do this, or that he knows you do this. Be fair to yourself. It's your time now. I'm not going anywhere. It doesn't mean I'm going to go away. It just means you'll be able to relax more. And that will make me happy. I hear cuckoo ka-choo. The hell was that cuckoo ka-choo? Is that a song? I don't know if that was a song. The hell is a cuckoo ka-choo? Hang on, let me see if ALEXA knows. Well, ALEXA didn't know either. So, I don't know, maybe you can Google that. I don't know what he means by it. I wish they would explain more. He's saying measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. That's what carpenters do. You measure twice so you make sure you don't get the wrong measurement, and then you cut it. Don't know what he means by that. Don't know if you're making something. You just made something and boo-booed. I don't know. He says you're going around in a circle, going around in a circle, in a circle, in a circle, in a circle. It's like, yeah. He showed me, because I was the same way here a few years ago, where I literally would walk in circles and just so lost, so confused, so devastated, so from mind leaving, I would literally just start walking in circles. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So he's trying to put a stop sign in front of you. Stop. Stop going in circles. It's time to stop. And he's shown it going clockwise in a circle. Don't know if this makes any difference. And you stop. He stops you right at 12 o'clock. And he wants you to take a left and look that way instead of following the circle. Once you take a left and go in a line instead of in this circle, it's time to stop. You will feel better. You will start healing. Ask us for help. We are more than willing, over the top willing to help. We. He said we. So he's talking about your team too. And he'll be a part of it. He can help. You're beautiful. And you need to let your light shine again. And I don't know if is your hair long? It's showing you kind of flipping your hair like it's long. Because I can't flip my hair. It's like glued. And don't feel guilty. Because I'm right there. Just in a different way. I'm almost singing it. Ready and willing to help. You don't want me to sing, believe me. Okay, now he's showing all these things on the sidewalk. Now he's showing like a little go-kart thing, kind of like zipping down the sidewalk. So I don't know where he's going with the bicycles and the go-karts. Zipping along, zipping along. He said it's time to get your shit together next week. Next week, I'm totally getting my shit together. And I'm supposed to say just kidding, but somehow I wore that off. So I'm not supposed to be kidding anymore. I'm supposed to actually do it. Or that wouldn't have come off. None of the other letters came off. So it's time to get your shit together next week. Get ready. And it will be okay. Stop feeling guilty. I want the best for you. And I know you want the best for me. And no, I'm not coming back. There's no need for me to come back right now. Can't do it. Won't do it. But he can come back in this way. Anytime you want him. Don't be afraid to call on him. He's over the top willing to help. But so is your team. So ask all of them, not just him, ask all of them. So this isn't going to be a reading so much about hearing a lot of particulars from him as much as them, all of them, wanting to help start healing you. And he wanted me to put these cards back up and remind you, surrendered to complete healing. You are so special to me. So remember that. And don't doubt him. He's saying, don't doubt me. Don't doubt me. You got this. It's time. Now he's showing somebody chewing bubble gum and doing a big bubble. I don't even see anybody chew bubble gum anymore. Big bubble, big bubble. So maybe you've recently done this, or somebody around you has, or you're going to see somebody do this. Maybe he used to. I do wish they would explain more. Maybe if I keep saying that, they'll start. He's got me looking on my desk. Hang on. Did we already talk about the sage? He's drawing my eyes to my sage over here. I had 3, 4, 5 different things. Sage scattered amongst my cards. My desk is kind of messy again. Oh, somebody's tapping me on the head going, yeah, Rhonda, straighten up. Straighten it up. So anyway, get you some sage. Figure out how to do that. Go to YouTube. There's all kinds of things on there that'll help you do that. It's time to start clearing. It's time to start cleansing. Get the little baby crystals. Get some sage. Don't get anything elaborate. Get the cheap shit. Put mine. I have a coffee cup over there. You don't need a special shell. You don't need any of that stuff. I have my special thing that I use for me every morning, but there's my phone again. It's playing Beautiful Crazy again by Luke Combs. Amaze me the way that you... Okay, with that, he's leaving. He's saying, I love you, as he's about every other step, he's saying, I love you, I love you, I love you, I admire you. I love you. I look up to you. You're stronger than you think. With that, he's gone. It's a little bit different reading, but it's what they wanted. He wanted you to start working on. So work with them. Let them help you. Seems like lately I've run into a lot of healing going on with people. And boy, we really need it now in this day and age with all the shit going on. Much love to you, my dear. Thank you for allowing me to be his voice again. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. Voice for your loved ones. Later.